Alright, so welcome back to Tommensense. So today we're sitting down with another local leader and we're going to discuss his business. So I'd like to introduce Kieran, and Kieran, if you'd like to introduce yourself.
Sure, yeah, so I'm Dr. Kieran Rackenroot. I own the Grimshaw Chiropractic Care Center alongside my wife, Dr. Mandy. Our clinic is located right basically in the smack dab middle of Grimshaw. We're right across from the co-op. We're tucked in beside the fire hall and that little mini strip mall there. So that's where you can find us and locate us.
Right on. How long have you guys been there for?
We've been working there a total of 2 years so far. We started off as finishing up our practicum for about 6 months or so total. And then we worked as associates under the previous owners, our predecessors, for about 6 months. And during that 6-month period is when we had started to do the negotiations, do the buyout process. And now coming up on May would be, I believe, 9 months of being owners. We've been owners since July of 25. So we've been there since May of 2024. So coming on into May of 2024 here is basically on our kind of 2-year mark now.
Oh, okay.
So,
and where did you guys do your education, do your schooling? Because I know it's kind of interesting.
Yeah. So for sure. So to become a licensed chiropractor in Canada, it requires approximately 7 to 8 years of post-secondary education. Typically, it's a bachelor's degree first. We did ours in kinesiology. We got 4-year degrees in kinesiology at the University of Winnipeg. And then we went down to the States in Minnesota. So just outside Minneapolis, Minnesota, there's a city called Bloomington, Minnesota, Northwestern Health Sciences University. They've got a chiropractic program. They have a Chinese medicine acupuncture program, massage therapy. They offer, it's a variety of things, but their claim to fame is the chiropractic program.
Yep.
And so it took us a total of 8 years to be educated to do what we do. And you've got various licensing board exams kind of scattered throughout. And some people do it in 7, but 7's pretty tough. Like you have to pretty much know right out of high school if you're.
That's exactly what I want to do.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, not a lot of people know that.
No. Some people think it's, you go get some kind of certification or something and you can crack someone's back all of a sudden. It's like, no, it's much more complicated than that. Like,
yeah.
We take we take our doctor title very seriously because we do like to do a lot of doctoring in all of our cases. We don't just, snap. We like to work through a lot of problems, neurological problems, muscle problems, joint ligament, a lot of soft tissue stuff, and being able to give people a diagnosis that this is what's actually going on, this is the structures that are involved, not just come in once a week for the rest of your life and see what happens. And I mean, those other clinics have their place. I mean, everybody can call themselves a chiropractor who is a chiropractor, but the doctor title we take pretty seriously. We're not your medical doctors, but I mean, we are doctors of chiropractic, and we're very passionate about it. So
so going back to Minnesota, because you said you went to university in Winnipeg, and then you're like, and then all of a sudden it's Minnesota. It's just a better program, or?
Well, there's a few things. So me and my wife were from Manitoba originally, and that's where we grew up and where we went to high school and everything. And really, Winnipeg is the only place. There's another city called Brandon, but it's got limited program choices. But Winnipeg is kind of like the mecca of where you get your post-secondary in the province.
Yeah.
And we decided on University of Winnipeg just because it was smaller class sizes and the kinesiology program was more intimate. And it actually benefited us quite well because we got really close with a lot of our professors, which were mentors for us. Mm-hmm. And we were flirting with different options as we were kind of making the decision. It wasn't until our for Mandy, it wasn't until about her 4th year, in her last year of deciding to go into chiropractic, where we just started putting applications out everywhere. We threw one out to Toronto, we threw the application out to Minnesota. There was also another place in Missouri called Logan University that I actually got accepted into. I just didn't end up going through with it.
Because Mandy did she not get accepted? Is that like
No. So no, gosh, no. She had way better grades than I did. My grades were still good, but she just was on the fence between physio and chiropractic.
Oh, I see.
So it wasn't until like in my third year of undergrad, which was I still had a whole nother year to go before I graduated, is when I got accepted. So I got advanced acceptance, and I'm like, if I got advanced acceptance, you for sure will get advanced acceptance. And so from there, that's where she ended up kind of finalizing the decision, because then it would have meant we would have been apart and all these other things. It was just easier. Yeah. And she would even tell you now, like looking back on it, she's very happy with the decision she made, because it's very cool what we get to do. It's very hands-on. But going back to why Minnesota, pretty much it was the closest place from Manitoba. It was about a 10-hour drive. We had a dog, and we had to move a bunch of stuff from our parents' place and both parents' place and our previous apartment into a new apartment, and it was a whole big thing. And like going somewhere like Toronto, you basically have to fly, because it was like a 20+ hour drive. Mm-hmm. And also a longer program too.
Okay, so in the States it's actually quicker?
Yeah, so in Toronto the program is 4 years, but your first 2 years, your summers are off. So it gives the students a decision on whether or not they want to go to, work, whether they stay in the city or they go back home. But then there's like a housing issue, right? Because like it's expensive to live. Everybody's budgeting, everybody's on student loans. But for us, it was I guess you can consider it an accelerated program. I know the other ones in the States, like there are ones that usually typically go 3.5 years. Ours was 3.5. Mm-hmm. So basically it's, you start in the fall, you go all throughout the fall, you get like 2 weeks off for Christmas. You go from January to, I believe it was April, you get like another 2 weeks off, and then you're going from like May until August, and it's just rinse and repeat for 3 years basically. Yeah. So for us, it was a combination of, distance, we weren't too far away, and then, kind of accelerating the process a little bit.
Okay, so obviously everything from the States translates to Canada.
Yeah, 100%. So all of the chiropractic institutions in the United States, there's one in Australia, and then there's also one in New Zealand, maybe. I could be completely wrong, but I know for sure all the ones in the US are regulated through the Canadian Chiropractic Examining Board, the Canadian Chiropractic Association. Like, they recognize the degree. I can't remember the exact body or the exact acronym of the transference of the credits, but essentially it's a recognized program. So you can do your board exams, and they send the transcripts into the boards, because really, in essence, like once you're done with your program, it doesn't mean anything. Like, you're not allowed to do anything once you graduate.
Even after that whole 4 years in Winnipeg and then another 3.5. Like, that doesn't guarantee anything.
No, so the only guarantee that you actually have is if you pass your boards. So typically the way it's structured for Canada is you're allowed to do your written exam, I think 9 months before graduation, and then the practicum for us was 3 months before graduation. So like, if you don't pass on your first attempts, you're pretty backtrack. So you'd be a graduated chiropractor from your institution, and you'd go through the ceremonies, all that, but you're not allowed to actually practice because you didn't pass the board exam.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and the board exams, like in the States, like they've got like 5 different parts. Like, they have to go through the ringer like almost halfway through the program. Like, we were already in our less than a year before we actually had to think about getting ready for boards. Yeah. Which was nice, because we're in clinical placements and we weren't really bogged down with a lot of schoolwork. So it made things simple from a studying perspective. Like, you'd have to definitely go back in the memory bank quite a bit for it. Yeah. But we passed on our first attempts. Everything went pretty good for us. We had a few colleagues that we know that didn't end up getting the practical portion. Everybody did quite well on the written portion because that's the one where it's basically, memorize, study, regurgitate, show what you know. And then for the practical was like, okay, how would you actually be inside of a treatment room? How would you handle cases? And that's where it kind of separates a little bit. So.
Oh, okay. So just to backtrack a little bit. So the degree that you guys got in Winnipeg was just a Bachelor of Kinesiology. And then you had to go and find the chiropractic designation college, I guess, or course, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So would you recommend somebody that has a Bachelor of Kinesiology to go down to the States? Do you think it'd be, like you said, it worked out perfectly for you and Mandy because it was a quicker process. You guys were only 10 hours away. You didn't really have to go all that far. Would you actually recommend that to somebody that's currently in school and like looking to be like, hey, I want to be a chiropractor?
Yeah. So the foundational part of it is every chiropractic institution, even the one in Toronto, need a minimum of 90 credit hours. So like a full 4-year degree is 120. So you have to have full 3 years of study, but then that kind of limits you because you have to have a really good grade point average because they're kind of on that hesitancy thing. Like at least with our program where we went to, they put us on what they call a custom track plan because we didn't have certain prerequisites. It didn't matter. We still did well. Like we were able to go into those courses with minimal tutoring, etc.
Yeah.
But when it comes to people who would be currently in school right now in taking undergraduate studies, like most chiropractic schools take, definitely a science degree would be a very strong one. Kinesiology would be very strong because you're already prerequisited to a lot of those anatomy, physiology concepts. I've heard of people getting in with like arts degrees. Like they just want to show that you have post-secondary education.
Oh, okay.
However, with that being said, if you don't have a knowledge base of the human body going in, it makes your first year in chiropractic school very intimidating and daunting. Like even for us, I had taken a separate anatomy class, a separate physiology, and then we had to do the science programs, anatomy and physiology combined. So we had like basically 12 credits of anatomy and physiology.
Wow.
But then our chiropractic education was still intense for us because it just takes it more and more further.
Yeah.
So that's where
the doctorate comes in because you are craziness. I could never do that.
Yeah. Well, the daunting thing too is with your first year, it's like basically drinking from a blown up fire hydrant, like, and you got a straw. Like that's basically the best analogy I can give it. The real weeding out and the real separation comes after the first year of school.
Yeah.
But once you can kind of make it through that first year, it's, I wouldn't say smooth sailing, but at least, you've already...
You kind of have your foot in the door, so you kind of understand, and it kind of weeds out, I guess, the people that really want to pursue it versus the people that don't.
Yeah, and that's the common misconception because there'll be a lot of people who know or who have seen like your GPA to get accepted into chiropractic school is actually relatively low. It's like a 2.75 that they require on a 4.0 scale, where that's all fine and dandy if you can get in with those grades, but like if you don't have good study habits and if you don't have like commitment to it, you're gonna flunk out.
Yeah.
And it's a big financial commitment.
So the financial commitment, is it bigger in the States or is it bigger in Canada? Like you said, you were going between, you could have went to Toronto. Again, distance, family, travel, that made more sense. Was it a financially bigger I guess bill in the States, or was it bigger in Canada?
So I guess it's kind of how you look at it. Like for us, a lot of the schools are pretty upfront with their fees and what they require, and kind of going into that last kind of topic about like recommending going to the States, it is a relatively easy process getting your student visa. Like the schools work with you very well because they want your money.
Oh, for sure, 100%.
So like they obviously want you to have an easy transition. They don't want to get you flustered, but it's up to you to kind of secure your finances. You have to prove to like Department of Homeland Security that like this is how you can support yourself. But in terms of like overall dollar amount, I mean, a lot of the stuff you can just search up online, but usually it runs anybody from 130 to 200,000 for tuition, depending on the institution.
Yeah.
Our school, where we were very pleased, and another reason why we kind of went to Northwestern was they took 25% off our tuition to account for the exchange rate on the Canadian and US dollar. Which was good, because I mean, even though it was roughly 30 to 35 cents while we were there, it came out to 25 cents of a kind of discount on the dollar, which really helped, and that's what brought a lot of Canadian students to that school.
So that's the other question I was going to have is in that class, in that 3.5-year program that you were in, how many of those students were actually from Canada?
Yeah, so we started our program off with, I think, 100, and these are rough numbers, it's been a while, but I believe 136 or 137 students started in our first trimester with us. When we graduated, we finished with 106, I believe, were the numbers, so it was about a 30-person drop-off throughout.
Yeah.
But I would say most of that happened in the first few terms. And it was a mix of American students and Canadian students. I would have to say out of the 100 that there were probably at least 20-25 of us.
So so that's a pretty good percentage.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
And some of them stayed, some of them stayed in the US.
In the States instead of going back to Canada and do their thing.
Yeah, for the most part, a lot of us.
Because I guess of the practicum, it kind of made sense for them, right? Once you get into, I guess, a business down in the States that's willing to take you on once you pass.
Yeah, to support your visa and all that kind of stuff, yeah.
Kind of makes sense. But for you guys, it made sense to come back.
Yeah, or if you marry an American. Which
it makes it easy.
Me and my wife were already married, so it was kind of tough.
Yeah, that'd be an awkward conversation.
Yeah.
But, so you pass, you and Mandy pass, everything's amazing. How do you end up in Grimshaw?
Yeah, that's the big question everybody asks.
For everybody that doesn't know, Grimshaw is even smaller than Peace River. And Peace River's already, tiny compared to, Grand Prairie and all the surrounding areas. I mean, some of the people watching this don't even know where, Grand Prairie is.
Yeah.
And so Grimshaw is even that much. So how do you, how does that work?
So our story, and it kind of ties into that whole last year of our education, was where we were already thinking about potential job opportunities. What were we going to do? Were we going to go back to Manitoba? Were we going to stay in the States and hopefully get a visa? Or find something completely different? I mean, Alberta was always kind of on our radar for opportunity, growth, just from what we've heard from other people.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until I believe we were in our trimester 7 out of 10, so we still had another 3 terms to go, was when Mandy's sister, my sister-in-law Kayla, shout out to Kayla, she moved up to Peace River from Manitoba. And
it's a crazy move.
Yeah, but their dad's been up here for a while, so then she started, working at the company that he manages and all that, and then she had actually seen a couple of the chiropractors in the region, and it wasn't until she had gone to the Grimshaw clinic where Dr. Jen and Dr. Brett owned and operated, and she made that comment of my sister and her husband are in their last year of chiropractic school. And it just must have been ding. And then they reached out to us. We reached back out to them. A couple conversations back and forth. And even I had to look. I was where's Grimshaw? And because we searched up Peace River, and I was holy man, 5 hours north of Edmonton, basically.
Yeah.
And Grimshaw is just kind of plotted in beside. And I looked up the clinic, and I'm okay, small, intimate, nice clinic setup and whatever else. And we're let's do it. I mean, perfect opportunity. They were up front right from the get-go with us, do your practicum, then you can have a job as associates after, and there's great potential for buyout. And they made that known right from the get-go.
And that was important to you guys, because you and Mandy, like you said, you own that. So that was so it's.
It was literally a perfect dream scenario that any new graduate can have. Finish your practicum, get familiar with the people, with the town, get your name out there, work a little bit, get your beak wet essentially, and then be prepared for a buyout. Now our plan wasn't to buy out as soon as we did. We kind of had a 2-year plan, but just circumstances and stuff changed our thought process, and we just said, let's do it, let's go all in.
So you've been at this EMN for 2 years. So what are some of the challenges that you guys are currently facing? Now I know being up north, there's a lot of, it's a small, like you said, small town community, nestled in. So what are some of the challenges that you guys are facing?
Well, I would have to say the biggest challenge we face would probably be almost just getting the message out to everybody that like your, you know, aches and pains and whatever else doesn't have to be, you know, directly a hospital visit. Like that would probably be the biggest challenge. Is like we want to have people be comfortable where if they got any little ache or pain that they can come to us first before trying to go like a drug or surgery route.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about. That's the philosophy of chiropractic, is like we are the, you know, drug-free, surgery-free type of care. And I'm not doxing the medical society at all. They're perfect at what they do. I always like to use the analogy is like if your house is on fire, right? And I actually got this from another chiropractor that I've seen online, where your house is on fire. The medical system is very good at, you know, being the firefighters, going in there, dousing it with water, axing everything down. But then who's your carpenters that come back in and build that house up, right? That would be the chiropractors, your physios, your massage therapists, that holistic conservative approach. So I would say that would probably be our biggest challenge, on top of maybe even just like retention. Yeah. But it's like any healthcare, allied healthcare profession, where retention and making sure that your message is known is a tough part, because people are usually gonna only kind of end up seeing you when they're in pain, not necessarily for like wellness and maintenance type care.
Sure, yeah.
That would be probably, I would say, the biggest struggle for sure.
Okay, what have you, not to get too much into depth, and you don't have to share if you don't want to, but like what have you tried to get that message across? Because, okay, so full disclosure, I go see Kieran and Andy.
He said it, not me.
Yeah, I go there, and it's been amazing. He has really helped me with a whole bunch of stuff.
I'm glad.
But, and also my wife, and then I've also referred people there as well. But, like, what have you tried from that business standpoint to get that point across?
Yeah, the biggest challenge is, especially right when you have someone brand new, completely brand new, has never had any chiropractic experience before, you're just trying to make them comfortable with you. Because that's the biggest thing, is you want to build trust. Because you're always going to have those people that won't like the way your clinic looks. They won't like the way your hair is. Maybe they don't like the fact that I have a beard. Like, you're always going to have a certain percentage of just drop off.
Yeah,
that's like with anything.
Any business.
Yeah, exactly. So that's kind of the outlier. But the biggest thing that we try to do is we try to get people in for a certain amount of visits. It depends on the case. Mm-hmm. Typically, on the shortest side of things, we want to be seeing someone twice a week for roughly 2 to 3 weeks, depending on how bad a shape they're in, and then kind of tether it as we go. Now, we give them, you know, exact frequency, exact numbers, but I also kind of feel like that gets bogged down, because your brain only takes in like 20% of the information you're told. Yeah.
Half the time you're talking, I don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
That's just me.
Yeah.
Just being honest.
Yeah. And for us, like, we're not in that mindset or chiropractic business structure where we're like, okay, you have to come in once a week for, you know, 6 months or for a year or for the rest of your life, like some other clinics do. Because if we did that, we would have no room for new patients to come in, people that actually had ailments and injuries. I tell people, I'm like, if I had every single person that I've even seen just in this last 2 years come in once a week for the rest of time, I wouldn't even be able to come and see them for follow-up visits. Yeah. Like, there would just be too much. It'd be too much of a vast majority. So for us, we understand that, like, we try to do the best we can with getting the message across of, like, if you get on top of this sooner rather than later, your outcomes are going to be far greater than if you just let it go. Some people get better quicker. Some people take a little bit longer time. That's just the way the human body is. But you basically prepare yourself for clusters. So, like, when you have, like, say I have a new patient start on Monday with me, I might not even see them again by June. You know, they'll come in for May, you know, diligently once or twice a week. They're starting to feel better, feeling good. Maybe their life gets busy, they're gone. So it kind of comes in clusters. I would say half of our current patient base would be your regulars, you know, your once a monthers, once every 2 weeks, people that have the, you know, ability to do so. A lot of our seniors, I love our seniors. They always have aches and pains, but they always come in with a smile on their face, which is nice. And that's kind of the sustainable part of it, with, you know, having your regular patient clientele list. And it's just a unique model. We don't force anybody into care. You know, you have to come in, and it's a pay-as-you-go service, right? Like, we're not, you know, taking a bunch of money up front. We're not getting people stuck into these written, you know,
contracts or,
you know, treatment plans. We give them the, you know, the spiel, you know, the treatment plan, if you will, and it's up to them what they want to do with it. So
awesome. Okay, what are you guys excited about?
Lots. I mean, we're actually in a place now where I feel, and it took us about, you know, 3-6 months being owners to be like, oh, we can breathe. Like, we have like all the logistical things in place, you know, in terms of like your accounting, bookkeeping, you know, employees being another one, you know, free time outside of the clinic. And now we're in a spot where it's like, okay, we kind of have a structured plan, and everything's been phenomenal. I work Monday to Thursday, 4 days in a row. My wife doesn't work on Thursday, so Thursday's my day where I'm on my own. Friday is her day, hence why we're filming on a Friday. She's at the clinic right now working. And we were offering Saturdays, usually the winter time, from like October till the end of April. We offer Saturday mornings, but for the summer we're not doing any Saturdays, because I play on the baseball team and golf, and we like to just enjoy our summer. Because they are short up here in the north.
They are very short.
They're beautiful, but they're short.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the biggest thing, is we're pretty much excited for the summertime and kind of eclipsing on first year of ownership, and, you know, realizing like, okay, we got a long ways to go, but like, wow, we're doing it. Like, we're in the thick of it. You know, we're building, and it's been great. So
any thoughts of expansion? You don't have to disclose anything.
Oh yeah.
But you know, like most business owners have a plan for at least, you know, the first couple of years. Like you said, you just settled in, everything's kind of finally clicking. You got all the things in place. So then you kind of not necessarily start thinking bigger and better, but sometimes, you know, is that.
So it's definitely like crossed my mind. I'm always very future oriented. Like, where do I see us in 5 years, 10 years? You know, what will the, you know, landscape of retirement look like? All those things.
Yeah.
Up here, it's a bit different. Like, I know, like, our predecessors, like Dr. Jen and Dr. Brett, they were running multiple clinics. So they've sold multiple clinics. They ran multiple clinics at the same time. And they did great at it. It was just not a work-life balance thing that I would want to have personally.
Yeah.
So for the immediate term, like, our biggest goal is to run Grimshaw, run it well, you know, pay off our debts, and have a good spot that maybe in 5-10 years down the road, we could go into like a bigger office space potentially, and have like a multidisciplinary clinic. You know, bring on some physio, massage therapists, you know, who knows really? Like, if you get a bigger space, then the opportunity's there.
Yeah.
I would say the biggest mistake that chiropractors make, now these are my opinions, these are only my opinions, just from what I've seen.
Right.
But I would say the biggest mistake that most chiros make when they start to get busy is they're like, we need to hire another chiropractor. And even my dad asked me, he's like, well, you guys are getting busier and busier. Why don't you just hire someone new, and it takes a bigger burden off of you? Well, in the grander scheme of things, when you look at different financial parameters, you actually don't make more money by hiring on another associate. And that's like a common misconception, because you're getting busier, but then there's like, they want to take care of themselves, you have to take care of them. You know, contractor, you know, dues are in the relatively low margins for the owner, high for the contractor.
Yeah.
So it just doesn't really make sense. Even if, like, when we decide to have children, people have asked us, you know, are you guys going to bring on someone new? Be like, no, I'll just run the clinic while Mandy's on whatever time frame of maternity leave that she wants. Hopefully not for a couple of years. We still want to get more and more established. But I would say that would be the biggest problem that ends up being made in terms of like expansion. Unless you have the room. Like unless you have like treatment rooms that are sitting empty, then it's a no-brainer. But like we are at full capacity where we're at.
Yeah. So, and on the expansion part too, I think it also matters, obviously, that chiropractor that comes in, like he's got to represent your business. So I'm sure...
Has to be a good fit.
Yeah. And not only that, that person has to be willing to move to Grimshaw or Peace River.
It takes a certain individual to come to like a rural area like this, and we're both, like me and my wife, we're from a small rural region of Manitoba. 4 hours away from Winnipeg, where Winnipeg's like the Mecca, right?
Yeah.
So it's basically very similar to here. I actually, like my hometown's only 900 people, so I almost grew up in like what you consider a village.
Yeah.
So we've had our dose of big city living. We always wanted to go somewhere small, especially when it comes to like raising a family. And even though we're close to the North Pole up here now.
Well, how far away are we from the Northwest Territories? What, like 4 hours?
4 hours, something like that,
Yeah. But I mean, the summer's here.
Yeah.
You can golf till 11 o'clock.
I know. It's insane.
So...
I want to go up to like Yellowknife. I want to do one of their like overnight tea times in the summertime. That would be insane to me.
Yeah. Do you have anything that you want to talk about that... Oh, actually, before I let you talk about anything else that you want to talk about, explain all the things that you guys do at your office, because it's not just typical chiropractor, right? You do other things as well already. So
so the essence of what we do on any given day typically is a lot of chiropractic adjustments, adjusting the spine, whether it's manual, drop piece technique. We do the activator. But then again, acupuncture is a huge portion of what we do as well. We do a mixture of, within our training, like me and Mandy, we've gotten our foundationals course, we've got advanced courses. We can't really do anything more for acupuncture training, which is only beneficial for the area. That's part of why we wanted to get more and more, because we wanted to bring it to such a diverse group of people. And our acupuncture follows, we can do Chinese medicine type style of treatments. We can do full body systemic type things. What I really like to do, and what my wife even really likes to do, is we're very neurologically guided. Like if we find a certain area, a certain nerve pathway that's affected, that's what we go after. And we like to incorporate like microcurrent or stim to the needles, which is very potent, but it's beneficial for the patient. And then there's certain nuances, like where for some people it can be too much or not enough, whether you have electrical stimulus applied or not. But that's really like my bread and butter, is I like to do acupuncture with stim, because I like to find the actual nerve tissue. There's a difference between putting a needle in someone and it's just in the skin, or you're in that nerve bundle, you're in the muscle bundle, you're in the fascia, and you're influencing that whole region of tissue. So that's kind of like our bread and butter. And what else do we have? We have medical laser. It's great for nerve issues, muscle issues. It uses red light and heat. Promotes a lot of good growth factors within the body.
There's a lot of people talking about red light stuff.
Yeah.
I see it all over YouTube with all the health influencers. They even have red rooms now that you can like make it at home and all this stuff. So
research in the immediate term right now, I've been keeping up with it. Like a lot of the research is good and promising. Like it promotes mitochondrial growth. It promotes vasodilation of blood vessels. So it's all good stuff that helps the body heal. It's actually been shown to help with like improving collagen, so like skin. But we got collagen in our muscles and our bones and our ligaments and everything, right? Our medical laser is a little bit different because it actually penetrates deeper into the tissue. It's not just a superficial stimulus. We actually have like a radiation certificate for it.
Oh, okay.
So we actually have to screen our patients that we use it on if they've had...
Did you ever use it on me?
I'm not too sure. I have to look back on my notes.
Oh, man, maybe we should do that.
But if you have like a previous history of like say skin cancers or
I see.
more prone to like moles and stuff like that, it's very minimal. It's less than even getting an X-ray.
Oh, okay.
So like the risk to reward ratio is definitely, it's a higher reward for sure.
Yeah.
What else we have? We have the shockwave therapy. I'm sure some people have heard of shockwave. Soft wave is kind of the new thing now. But ours it's basically a percussion device. Looks like a gun.
Use it on me.
Yeah. So it's
it hurts sometimes.
Yeah, hurts so good.
Yeah. Well, you feel better after.
Yeah. But the essence of the shockwave is really good. It's doing a lot of those same things, promoting growth factors with collagen production, stimulates blood vessel dilation. The common misconception where some practitioners kind of claim that it breaks up muscle adhesions and stuff like that is actually, like, I would have to say it's categorically false. Really even saying that there's muscle adhesions to begin with is almost false too. We want our muscles to be tight. There's a neurological stimulus or miscommunication that's happening to make a trigger point. That's kind of where the neurology and knowing your neurology well comes in. What else do we use? We use scraping technique, instrument assisted soft tissue mobilization. That's a big long drawn out form, basically just for muscle scraping. Same thing, you're not really working on fascia, you're not breaking up scar tissue, you're just trying to get blood flow to the area, trying to neuromodulate the painful area. Same thing with cupping. We do traditional cupping. We don't do any fire cupping, even though that's something I might want to look into one day, because it does feel good. I've had it done.
Yeah.
But we do more traditional cupping where, same thing, trying to pull blood to an area. You're not breaking up adhesions. You're not, if really what you're doing is bruising tissue to hopefully get blood to come to that area on a tender area. What else we do? I like to do a little bit of rehab, like some therapeutic exercise rehab, corrective exercises for people to help stabilize things. A lot of it's centered around your torso, not just your core, because that's another thing, that gets blamed a lot. Oh, your core's weak or your hip flexors are tight. No, they're just, your hip flexors are weak, they're not tight, and your core is you're engaging improper parts or you're not engaging all of it.
Yeah.
So for me, I like to use like a lot of intra-abdominal pressure. It's very similar to like a dead bug position. There's cat-cow positions, and it's just cueing people on different stabilization exercises. So that's quite a bit of what I like to do. I like to deal with sports injuries as well. I love when I have someone coming to me with like an acute ankle sprain or acute knee sprain, because it's nice to not deal with neck and low back pain constantly. Yeah. There's a good variety.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's okay. It's okay. My wife Mandy, she likes to deal with babies, pregnant women, women's health, pediatric. Most of the young kiddos and the babies see her. She's got a little bit more experience. Has done a couple seminars to basically facilitate the needs of the children. A bit of also more like calming presence. I know I'm very extroverted and I can be a little daunting sometimes, but that's just who I am, and I recognize that my strengths can only go so far.
Well, that's why you guys are such a good team.
Yeah.
You guys literally balance each other out for the betterment of your practice, right?
Yeah.
Because I think I went to go see Mandy once or twice, but normally I go see you, right?
Yeah.
And it doesn't really matter who I go see, but I think my wife has seen Mandy more than she has seen you.
Yeah.
Not that there's, but it's just one of those things, right?
Yeah.
So it's nice to have, I guess a little bit of variety.
Yeah, you can get the short, petite, 130-pound brunette or the 270-pound hairy guy.
Yeah, and it works, and it's still great.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and everybody has like their preference. Like there's a lot of females that prefer a male. There's females that prefer female, and then vice versa. It all depends on
That's who they are.
Yeah, but I would say for the most part, there's a lot of people. I would have to almost say half of the people we see are in like how you think, where it doesn't matter. It's okay as long as I'm getting good quality care, coming out feeling better, and that's exactly what we want to strive for.
Do you have anything you want to share? Do you have anything that you think Mandy would? So Mandy's not here because, like you said, she's working.
Yeah.
But do you think anything that she would like everyone to know about your guys' business and just your practice in general, or anything that maybe some aspiring young person sitting in a classroom and thinking about becoming a chiropractor?
Or even people are on the fence about even coming to see us too.
Yeah.
Because that's another thing we get is like we have people that have like never been in and they're nervous, and you can tell they're nervous. I know for a fact this is one of the main things she would say is she's done a really good job at like redesigning the clinic and like just creating a really welcoming environment, and that's what we strive for. Like as soon as you walk in, I mean, you guys can attest for it, as soon as you walk in, big open space, waiting room is nice and elegant, succulent, and you can end up, our front desk staff, that's one of the biggest things is we want them to be welcoming, hi, how are you doing? Not just like, oh, follow me. Yeah. Or you have insurance, all that different, like sometimes you walk into like a dental office and it's not even a hi, hello, it's like, do you have an insurance card? Yeah. Like, oh, geez, okay, well, yeah, I do. But, that's the biggest thing is we want to make the clinic environment very friendly, welcoming, homey feeling, like that you can make yourself feel at home anytime you come in. We get it, like people are in lots of pain and come in rough shape. Like I had a gentleman come in crutches yesterday, pretty banged up shape, but that's what we're trained and expected to do. We get people into the rooms as necessary and we get people looked after. But yeah, if people are just willing to want to try chiropractic care for any kind of aches or pains or ailments or even just feeling stiff, that's another big thing that I would like to get across to everybody is that chiropractic care isn't just for people that are in pain. There's an overall functionality of the body that we try to restore. We're not doing anything. We're just the middle vessel for the body to do its own healing. The best analogy that I can kind of use without getting too in the weeds would be, if your mid-back is restricted chronically from whether it's poor posture or the way your job is, etc., that could be influencing your breathing mechanics. Yeah. That could be influencing your shoulder mechanics. And then all of a sudden, you've had this rounded posture for however long, and now you have shoulder pain, without maybe a significant injury to your shoulder. Well, if we free up certain areas of the spine, like we get on top of restrictions sooner rather than later, more proactive than reactive, then we're able to establish better functionality within the body.
Yes. So again, I think you just summed it up there. So chiropractic care is more proactive than reactive, right?
Well, we want it to be.
Yes, but it is in most cases people come in as a reactive thing. Yeah. And it's part of their, I guess, physio to get back better, right? Yeah. But you're saying is people like if instead of taking the Advils and the the aspirins and all that other kind of stuff for aches and pains, maybe come and see you. Yeah. Right?
Yeah, the biggest message that I could hopefully get across to people is if you haven't experienced chiropractic, or even if you have in the past and say you have an acute neck pain, low back pain, shoulder pain, case that's flared up immediately, come see us. Go see your local chiropractor wherever you're from and give them a try before going into Emerge. Yeah. The emergency rooms right now are very, very heavily overworked. And even in Alberta alone, I believe it's something like, don't quote me on it, but I do believe our association had said something like 86% of low back pain patients had gone to the emergency room first for care, and that's kind of the gap that they're trying to bridge. And there's actually pilot studies where they're putting chiros in emergency rooms too, down in Red Deer and Calgary.
Oh, really?
So we'll see what kind of stuff comes from that. I'm very excited to see. I'm very glad that our association is doing stuff like that to promote and lobby for us to get more maybe mainstream. I'm not too sure how that model would maybe work up here in the rural areas because we are very, very busy with our private practice life, so it would make it maybe a bit difficult to do something like that. But at least if there was like a triaging, would be extremely, extremely cool.
Yeah.
But,
awesome.
Yeah.
Anything you'd say to that kid sitting in that classroom or on the fence, or did you say that already?
No, I don't think I have. I mean, I would say that for the most part, chiropractors have had previous chiropractic experience.
Yeah.
Now, there are very rare few people that I've talked to that had never gone to one before even going into chiropractic school.
Really?
Yeah, which I found to be fascinating. But I would say to anybody who's thinking anything in the medical field in general, whether it's a regular physician, whether you want to go into surgery, chiropractic, physio, massage, any of those things. From personal experience, chiropractic has been very rewarding to me. Like, yes, it's a very big financial commitment and it's a very big, time commitment as well.
Yeah.
But it's very rewarding from a professional standpoint because I literally get to do something different every day. And that's the coolest thing. And I do not feel like my tool belt is full. Like I feel like there's still so much for me to learn. And the biggest learning is from everybody that I see. Like, I don't like to just group everybody as, they're all the same. And sometimes that happens in certain models. The medical model, like, it's very symptomology based where people get grouped in, but that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
That's what makes chiropractic very cool. So if there's anybody watching that is interested in any of like the allied health professions, go shadow a chiropractor for a day. Go to your local chiropractic office. I've already reached out to certain youth or parents who have said that their kids have been maybe thinking about doing it. I said, yeah, for sure. Come in and we'll just sign the waiver for, confidentiality stuff and come and shadow us for a day and see what it's like. That's how I got inspired. I was in grade 9 when I had seen and shadowed my chiropractor back home, Dr. Lopez.
Really?
In Dauphin, yeah. He had treated me when I was younger, a lot of different issues with my pelvis, with hockey and stuff. And then it was a day of school where they said, you got to find a job that you want to shadow for a day. And I was like, I'm going to go talk with Dr. Lopez, and shadowed him for a full day. And I was like, this is cool. I got to help him put in someone's shoulder. Yeah.
In grade 9?
Yeah, in grade 9.
That's awesome.
Like as a leverage point.
That's kind of life-changing.
Yeah.
Literally, change your life, right?
Yeah.
Because
it was cool.
That's awesome.
He was doing most of the work. I think I was just holding the guy down because we just needed it all. It was him and the 2 other chiropractors. Like, this guy was in bad shape, but he walked out much easier. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
You probably should have led with us. How you got into this.
Yeah.
Does Mandy have a crazy story like that? Maybe in grade 8 or something?
Well, she had actually seen the different clinic in our hometown area, like in Dauphin. She had gone to Dr. Brad, and he operated as a solo doc. He still does. Mm-hmm. And she kind of the same thing. Like, she did a lot of sports growing up, so going in and kind of getting tuned up. And like my mother-in-law, like Mandy's mom, has also gone regular for care, and it was kind of just like translated into, your family. Like, my mom is gone. When she was younger, she knew about it, and then I seen the benefits. And that's kind of what we see now with even the families we treat is it's like, oh, well, would my son or daughter who suffers from this benefit from this? And we're like, well, we'll for sure check it out and we'll let you know and see what happens. And most of the time, we're getting whole families on care, and that's kind of how it, gets started. I wish it wasn't such a taboo thing, like where like going to the chiropractor, like for most things has seemed almost like taboo in a sense. Like, oh, you gone to the chiropractor, scary kind of thing.
See, like I've never seen it that way.
Yeah, well, we get it more than you'd think.
Yeah, but the way I always thought about it, I'd rather go and see and get adjusted, go to a massage, than go and take pills. I've never been a fan of pills anyway, so I guess maybe that. But I gotta mention also, so you mentioned Dauphin, right? I know a guy that still lives there. Okay. So shout out to Jared Novot, and he's got a YouTube channel, but I think he's expat. He's like living down in the Philippines with his wife right now.
Okay.
They have a Airbnb down there and everything, so small world.
Yeah.
But I was in the military with him.
Okay.
Yeah, 3 RCRs,
cool.
So it's
cool. Well, shout out to Dr. Lopez and Dr. Badalowski in Dauphin then too. I've seen both of them. So yeah, they were part of my inspiration. And Mandy's too, I guess. So. Yeah.
So I guess on the final, you just did that, some shout outs. Anybody else you want to mention throughout this journey. Like I said, that's actually a pretty cool story, though, and grade 9.
Yeah.
So thank you, Dr. Lopez, because there's a whole lot of people up here in Grimshaw now benefiting from that experience. So thank you.
Yeah, biggest shout out probably my wife. We've been the biggest support system of one another. We've 100%. We've gone to high school together. We did undergrad together. We did chiropractic college together. So we've done everything together. Now owning a business together. It's been really good. It's very rewarding. And it's been life-changing, really. Like, we're now in a spot where we're like, okay, we're adults, we're running, we're working, we're in a routine. It's been phenomenal. Shout out to my mom, Angela, and my dad, Ken. Biggest support system, helping us with whatever they can, whether it's groceries, whether it's like a rent payment, or, I had to go to my parents asking, it's like, Mom, Dad, like, I have no money to pay for my licensing dues. They're like, no worries. And that was phenomenal. They got me past that hump, the very final stretch. And you need that. You need a little bit of a really good support system.
100%.
I won't shout out the banks.
No, we don't need to. Yeah. They know what they're responsible for.
Yeah.
and you still owe them.
Yeah. They're making plenty of money. But no, that's a little funny comedy bit.
Yeah.
Who else can I shout out?
Are your parents still in Winnipeg? Or sorry, Dauphin?
Grandview, they're still out there. My dad's a farmer, mom's a nurse, and they're very busy. And
so that kind of helps too. Your mom's a nurse. I mean, that's in the same sort of field.
Yeah, and she's
RN or
she's an LPN, but she's got her foot care nursing. She's actually got her reflexology, so she's kind of trending into some holistic type stuff as well, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
Because she has her own personal stories too about how certain medical functions haven't helped her, like alternative things have helped her.
For sure.
So who else do I want to give a shout out before I forget? Sister-in-law Kayla and her partner Nate, my brother-in-law, and their little baby Elena, our niece. We love her so much. She's been a light of our life for all of us. And mother-in-law Michelle, father-in-law Dan, who all live up here now, which is cool. Most of Mandy's family is up here now.
Family up here.
Yeah, 100%.
That's cool.
Yeah. So
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
right on.
Thank you for being on.
Thanks for having me. This is pretty cool.
And then again, we'll share this with everyone. So I'll give you a link, and you guys will have all the information for Kieran's business and Mandy's business down in the description below. And again, comment and
follow us on Instagram and Facebook.
Oh yeah, all those links are going to be there.
Okay.
You guys will get everything. All the social media, so just give it to me. I'll put it down in the description. And with that, thank you for liking, thank you for subscribing, and we'll see you guys in the next one.